Good morning everybody, welcome to my channel Kiss Keto by Keto Kath. I'm Kath. If you've not been here before, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button if you've not already subscribed and the little notifications bell, and then you can follow all my videos. This channel is all about my personal weight loss journey I'm just getting trapped up with my microphone, to lose 56 pounds following a ketogenic lifestyle and how I do that, and it's a weekly update on my progress so far. So welcome if you're new to the channel, welcome if you're a seasoned watcher of my channel. Week 20, new weight loss low, which I'll go through my weighing later, and how to get back into ketosis when you've kicked yourself out. So if you watched my channel last week, I was really annoyed with myself. I was gutted. I'd been bad, and where I've had maybe a snack sometimes or an odd biscuit and been annoyed with myself. Last week I had 4 whole days off plan and ate sugar till it came out my ears, and I felt awful. You can see my weigh-in last week. I gained 5.5 pounds. I was gutted, but I knew the only way to deal with it was to get straight back onto the plan and get back into ketosis. So I started last Thursday just before weigh-in on Friday, and I'd gained a lot of weight last week, so my goal was to deal with it this week as best way as I could. I thought it would take me a few weeks to get it off. So what happens when you eat carbs, it's stored in your body as glycogen, and glycogen is stored in water. So whenever you're eating carbs, you're also storing quite a lot of water. So getting back into ketosis means you've got to lose all that water again. You've got to use all that stored energy that you've put on. And obviously I had 4 days of excess carbohydrates last week. I've been on track all this week. I did not get back into ketosis until midweek. So I've tracked my ketones. I've been 0.1, 0.2. I think it was Wednesday before I got back into ketosis. So I had a lot of stored glycogen to use up. And that's my own fault for just being so silly. I have learned a very valuable lesson because Christmas is coming up. And I was thinking maybe having a few days off, and I just won't be doing that now because it's taken me best part of 6 days to get back into ketosis. And I've been borderline for a few days, and the problem with being borderline, it's the worst place to be. It's where you get the keto flu, they call it, where you feel tired, you feel lethargic, you can get headaches. I didn't experience headaches, but I did experience fatigue this week. I literally spent Tuesday, Wednesday sleeping, feeling so bad, so tired, I had no energy for anything, and I more or less slept all day and all night. So I felt extremely fatigued this week. I was fully back in ketosis by the end of Wednesday. I've drunk lots of water, but I've also been peeing like nobody's business this week, up 3 times in the night. So all that stored water, I've been flushing it out this week, which is what I want. I wanted to do that, just to get back in ketosis and use all my stores up. But it has taken me the best part of a week to do this. Now I'm in ketosis again. I think my level was 0.6 this morning. I feel so much better. I can't tell you. I feel so much better. When I went off plan last week, I felt the bloat. Just feeling uncomfortable. I was undoing my waistband on my trousers. I just felt very, very uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable trying to get back in ketosis. That was difficult. But now I'm in ketosis. I feel absolutely fantastic again. But it's not been as easy as it has for the past. In the past, I might have, when I put the shopping away, I had a few biscuits and kicked myself out of ketosis, but been back in it the next day because I've not had a lot to store because I've not gone mad. But this time I did go mad last week, and I've had a lot of glycogen to store, so it's taken me a lot longer to get back into ketosis. It's the hardest experience I've had of getting into ketosis this week. And I really don't think I'm going to be tempted again because it's not been a great week. I had a lot of stress at weekend, and that can prevent you getting into ketosis. If your cortisol levels are high, no matter what you're doing, if you're following everything, you're not eating carbs, if your cortisol levels are high, it can stop you going into ketosis. And I have had a lot of stress this week. So this day only fool makes the same mistake twice. So I'm not making the same mistake. I'm already thinking about Christmas. I think what I'll do for Christmas is plan some nice recipes where Maybe I can make a keto-friendly cheesecake, I'll make a keto-friendly trifle, I can have my normal turkey dinner, just forget the potatoes, but I might be able to make something that's an alternative. Like I can do cream Brussels sprouts with bacon and all sorts of things that can have a really nice meal. But rather than everybody sitting down eating sweet stuff, I'm going to have something that I can have like cheesecake or trifle. And then I'm just going to try and stay on plan, and that is my plan for Christmas. So between now and then, I'm going to research loads of different recipes. Luckily this week I wasn't working. Due to lockdown, I've had to finish work. So I've had the time to deal with the fatigue. So I thought I'd just go through some tips how to get into ketosis faster. Now I didn't do these, and if I'd have done these I probably wouldn't have taken me so long. But my head wasn't in the right place this week. So tips for getting into ketosis faster is, first of all, if you did a 24-hour fast, at the end of the 24 hours you would have used most of your stored glycogen. As usually within 24 hours you then start making ketones. So a 24-hour fast is a really quick way to get into ketosis. In the morning, having coffee with a little bit of fat in it helps you produce ketones. So they call it bulletproof coffee, but it's literally a teaspoon of coconut oil or butter. You whiz it up and it goes quite creamy consistency. It tastes fine, it sounds awful, but it does taste nice. If you've never tried it, try it. That helps with producing ketones because you're taking the fat in. And exercise to burn off your excess stores. So fasting, bulletproof coffees and exercise will all help you get back into ketosis faster. And your ultimate goal is just to burn off all your reserves. Now, when I very first started this diet, that is exactly what I did. I started doing the intermittent fasting and I went out and I exercised and I was in ketosis really, really quick. This week, because I felt fatigued, I haven't done that. I haven't done too much fasting because I wanted to give myself some food just to keep me going. I felt so tired, and I have been so tired I haven't done any exercise either. So that, I think that is a combination of why it's taken me so long. I went out on Saturday for a bike ride, so I put a little video in here, and I was really geared up on Saturday, felt fine on Saturday, so I put my video in my bike ride. Just out for a cycle on a Saturday. Come up to the dam, look at that, isn't it lovely? It's a beautiful autumn morning. Look how peaceful it is. It's a bit cold, I've got my ears covered up because it's that cold. There you go, look at that. Lovely and peaceful. Bye. But since Saturday, I can honestly tell you I've done nothing. Absolutely no exercise. So I'm feeling a bit better. I think I may go out for, not a jog, I don't feel up to jogging, but maybe a walk tonight in the evening. So, and the other thing about getting into ketosis, you've got to have quality sleep. If you are sleep deprived or stressed, there are two things that can prevent you going into ketosis. So think about having a good evening routine where you might go for a little bit of exercise and then maybe have a nice relaxing bath and read a book. Don't be watching horror films or anything that might be playing on your mind as you go to bed. A good evening routine, and if you can, de-stress. Now, I had some stress on Sunday through to Monday. It affected my sleep, and I know that's one of the reasons why it's took me so long to get back into ketosis. And as the week's gone on, it's fine. I've dealt with it and it's behind me now. But it all has an impact, and it's all come at the wrong time really for me. So it would be really interesting to see. I have this week gone back to basics. So I have tracked, weighed and measured everything I put in my mouth before it arrived in my mouth. So I knew that I was in my allowance, I knew that I was within my carb manager macros, and I've just gone back to basics because I really wanted to make sure that I was back to eating a couple of meals a day. So on most days 2 meals a day. I think there's an odd day where I only had one because I just felt so tired. I just didn't have the energy, I just didn't have the hunger. But yeah, weighed, tracked and measured. And the other thing I've not done this week, which is really interesting, and I've not snacked at all. Usually in an evening when we sit down, I might snack. I might have, even if it's only a small handful of nuts, about 30 grams, which is one serving. You know, I might have a small snack of nuts, or sometimes I'll get a piece of cheese and ham and roll it up and just sit and nibble that. I've had no snacks this week just because I've been so tired. I've been going to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock. So that snacking's gone as well. So I've been really strict. I've followed my macros. I've weighed and tracked everything. I've stopped the snacking. I have drank gallons of water. I went off tea and coffee, just felt like I couldn't face tea and coffee, so I've just drank tons and tons of water. So last week I had a 5.5 pound gain. It took me back to 11 stone 7. I'm going to put my weight in here now and you can see what I weighed today because I've got a new low today. So can you believe that? I'm 9 pounds, was it 9.2 pounds lighter than last week? That just doesn't make any sense to me at all, which just shows that a lot of that weight last week was just water. And the minute I've gone back into ketosis, I have been going to the toilet a lot. It's just gone, which doesn't mean it's okay to cheat and then get back into it, because it wasn't a pleasant experience. I really wouldn't do it again. It's not been a pleasant week, really. It's been a real up and down week because I feel absolutely over the moon today and chuffed as anything. The fact that I'm in the 10s, I've finally done it. I've finally got into the 10s. I've waited for this for about a month and I've been borderline, and then last week when I was back up to 11 stone 7, I just thought, oh, I'm never going to get in the 10s. And today I weigh in at 10 stone 12. I can't believe it. But 9 pounds in a week, to me, that's nonsensical. That's a massive amount of weight. Yeah, the diet works. I've been very, very strict. I really can't explain 9 pounds though. To me, that's phenomenal. So I just want to concentrate on keeping that weight off for another week and staying at least at that weight. If I could lose more, great, but I'm not in a rush to lose more because I've lost so much this week. So yeah, my starting weight was 196.25. My current weight today is 152 pounds, which gave me an overall loss of 44.25 pounds, which means I finally reached the 3 stone. I think it's 3 stone 2.25 pounds. So finally reached 3 stone and finally reached the 10 stones. 2 big achievements in the week. Another size 12 skirt. So I'm just, I have took the label off. I'm not walking around the label on just to show off, but I'm just pleased I can actually get into them. And I think next week my plan now is to get back into the exercise and just to, it'll help my headspace, it'll help with my motivation, and just carry on with the basics, carry on weighing and measuring, because I think you get to the point where you've done it for so long, you think you know what you're doing, and maybe that's a dangerous track to go down because you can just be slightly over and you think you're within. Where when I've gone back to, I've just got a soup on now, I've weighed, I've got mushrooms, celery, spring onions, chicken, but everything has been weighed and put into Carb Manager before I've even put it in the pot to cook, so that I know exactly what I'm eating before it's even finished cooking. So just going back to basics is a big recommendation, I think. If you're on a plateau, you're stalling, go back and look and weigh and measure everything that goes in your mouth. And if you want to get back into ketosis and you've fallen off the wagon, follow those tips that I've just said. Try fasting, try exercising to burn off your stores, get good quality sleep, and try and de-stress and go back to basics, weighing and measuring. So next week I'm going to try and exercise as many days as I can. I'm not working, I have no excuse next week to get out and do some exercise. And I'll check in with you next week. But this was week 20, 44.25 pounds. So brilliant, I'm so pleased. So good luck to everybody that's dieting. Good luck if you're new to keto and you want some hints and tips. Just have a look at the weeks that I've done. I've been up and I've been down. This is an up, but it was down earlier on in the week because I did not feel great earlier in the week. Today I feel absolutely fantastic, and I'm just keep ketoing on. Don't forget to hit subscribe and the bell button. Okay folks, see you next week. Bye bye.